header file and pass the numbers as argument without knowing the underlying algorithm according to which function is actually calculating the power of number. Next we have the concept of polymorphism. The word polymorphism means having many forms. In simple word, we can define polymorphism as the ability of a message to be displayed in more than one form. A person at the same time can have different characteristics, like a man at the same time is a father, husband, or an employee. So some person possess different behavior in different situation. Now this phenomena is called polymorphism. An operation may exhibit different behavior in different instances. The behavior depends upon the type of data used in the operation. So C++ supports support operator overloading and function overloading. These are some example of polymorphism. First one, we have operator overloading. By the way, I have a dedicated video on operator overloading and function overloading. You can check that video too if you want to grab a detailed concept of function overloading and operator overloading. The process of making an operator of exhibit different behavior in different instances is known as operator overloading. On the other hand, we have our function overloading. Function overloading is using a single function name to perform different type of tasks. Polymorphism is extensively used in implementing the inheritance. For example, suppose we have to write a function to add some integer. Sometimes there are 2 integers, sometimes there are 3. We can write the additional method with the same name having different parameters. The concerned method will be called according to the parameter list. Here we have an example of function overloading. We have our main class. Then inside of this we are calling the same function with different parameter list. So you will notice the name of function is same, sum, but the parameter list is different. In first function call we have 2 parameters, and in second function call we have 3 parameters. Now both of these functions will work fine. So next we have inheritance. The capability of a class to driven properties and characteristics from an other class is called inheritance. Inheritance is one of the most important feature of object-oriented programming. Now there are some key concepts to grasp from the topic of inheritance. We have subclass, the class that inherits the properties from an other class. From an other class is called the subclass or a driven class. Then we have our superclass, the class whose properties are inherited by the subclass is called the base class or superclass. Then we have reusability. The inheritance supports the concept of reusability. When we want to create a new class and there is already a class that includes some of the code that we want, we can drive our new class from the existing class. By doing this, we are reusing the fields and methods of the existing class. For example, we have a main class or a super class of animal. Then we can drive the sub or driven classes from this. For example, we can have dog class, class of cat, and class of cow. Then we have dynamic binding. In dynamic binding, the code to be executed is response to the function call is decided at runtime. Now C++ have virtual function to support this. Then we have message passing. Objects communicate with another object by sending and receiving information to each other. A message for an object is a request for executing of a procedure and therefore will invoke a function in the receiver.